So the very first time I met Alan, I was in the parking lot of Victory Family Church with one of my friends, Mike Daly, and we were talking about a cupcake business.
We were joking around about starting up a cupcake business, and he well knew that Aubrey was a very talented chef.
And he brought me in on it because he knew that I could cook and said, oh, Aubrey can do the cooking for our cupcake business and I'll do all the marketing. And Alan, he can do the business side. And I was like, okay, who's Alan? And he introduced us very briefly. And to be honest, I thought to myself, this would be some guy that I never would actually date.
A long time passed since meeting Aubrey initially, and it wasn't until we were at a mutual friend's birthday party, Jordan Talon, on a houseboat, that I actually got to spend more time getting to pursue her and trying to get to know her. And while I was sitting there through that whole birthday party, trying to will myself to get up and go and talk to her, I really did notice that she was a really beautiful girl, and she had a really great smile. But for nearly 3 hours, I sat on that boat trying to get up and go and talk to her. And right when I did, as pretty much the party was starting to end and we were returning back, somebody else came and sat down and took her attention away and was talking to her, and I pretty much missed my shot.
I do remember him at the party, but not really. My mind and my heart were in a different place at the time. So it ended up being good that he didn't talk to me at the party.
After the houseboat party, several weeks later, we had a mutual friends, Pete and Therese, had a summer cookout in which Aubrey was there also.
He kind of like took me aside. We just kind of ended up in a small talk conversation.
My entire goal pretty much for the party was to talk to her, try and learn her last name because I only knew her first name at the time, and pretty much try and keep things as cool and calm and collected as well as possible while knowing that I was really, really wanting to get to know her a lot better.
It just so happened that night was a concert for a band named Red, which was one of my favorite bands, and he knew about it and he invited me, and I gave him every excuse in the book not to go, and he finally convinced me.
I had no clue who this band was, but I was able to convince her to go, and it turned out that as a result, things started to work out for us.
And I felt like it went great, and I kind of felt, man, I can't wait to see him again.
After the Red concert, we started to hang out some more, and I got to see her a few times after I was getting back from work.
He took me out to Eaton Park, and we sat there and ate some dinner together, and he talked non-stop about who knows what.
And I spent pretty much the entire evening talking, which I'm pretty sure that she left thinking I was very talkative and probably very boring.
And I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing here? Why am I here?
And then I realized on the drive home I was talking a lot and didn't really get any information from her because I spent the entire time talking to her.
I was totally turned off from that point, and I was like, yeah, this guy is not my type anymore.
After my failed endeavor at Eden Park, I decided to tell her that I really enjoyed our time together and that I really enjoyed getting to talk to her, and I sent her this, what I thought was a very eloquently written Facebook message to her.
It was just so beautiful, and he basically said, no, thank you for taking the time out of your life, out of your busy schedule, to spend it with me. And that caught my heart so much, and I thought to myself, okay, there must be more to this guy than what I saw tonight.
So she sent me a text message saying, hey, I have something coming up soon. Do you want to hang out again? Probably 4th of July or such, because we had some friends that were going to be hosting a party soon up in Elwood. For me, when we went to the 4th of July party, I let her talk pretty much the whole time and was listening to friends and such, and that's when I learned that she was really into Mary Kay and had just been starting that. And I also learned that she was starting to pursue her dreams of moving to Colorado and becoming a chef.
So I had planned on living out there. I just had it on my heart for a long, long time. And so I took the opportunity.
For me, knowing that she was going to Colorado, I took it upon myself to take pictures of Victory Family Church and various pictures around Elwood, and I put them in an envelope and I sent them with a couple letters that I had written her and some sermon passages and such that we had and really liked, and I sent it to the bed and breakfast that she was staying at.
And inside of the package had a card that basically just said that he was really proud of me for taking this step that most people would be scared of, and that he really hoped that whatever I was searching for, that I would find.
I figured a lot of things were going really well for her, but I never wanted to tell her that I was really looking forward to her coming back, because I didn't want to put that pressure or influence on her that she needed to make a decision. Was Colorado important to her, or was coming back to Pennsylvania and possibly me important to her?
And so I sought God long and hard and prayed to him and asked him, God, what is it that you want me to do?
The pinnacle point for me was that when she was flying home from Pittsburgh, she called me up directly and said, Alan, I want you to pick me up from the airport. And pretty much from that moment on, I knew that she was coming back to Pennsylvania and that she wanted things to at least pursue or work out between us, because she wanted me personally to come pick her up. We built our foundation on our relationship based off of hope, faith, and love, with pursuits of being trustworthy and loyal. Because out of those 5, we figured that would be a good pillars for our relationship based on God.
Faith, wisdom, hope, love, trust were some of them, and we really wanted to make our foundation on those 5 pillars. And even to this day, those are still evident in our relationship.
Initially, I believe Aubrey was under the influence that we were going to be engaged in under 2 years of dating. And I'm pretty sure that even in the background at 19 North that there was bets going on amongst our friends as to when we were going to be engaged.
As we were dating, we had a couple other friends that started dating, and within a year they got engaged and got married within the time that we were still in our dating process.
And I was getting lots of shots in the arm from our friends saying, hey, when are you going to propose? Hey, when are you going to get married? Most of them were coming from Aubrey.
I would tell him that I wanted to be engaged, sometimes through subtle hints, sometimes through just telling him blatantly, like, why aren't we engaged yet? Why are you taking so long? For
nearly a year, we had this spot picked out in Elwood that overlooked this tree farm, and we had always talked about going out there and seeing the sunrise.
And so we both had off of work, and so we had been planning for a couple weeks. Okay, because we have a day off, why don't we go to one of our favorite spots, which we call Starry Night Field, and watch a sunrise.
So I knew after a year of talking about this that this was going to be the place I was going to propose to, that this was going to be the perfect place for a sunrise in the morning, and that this would knock off pretty much all of her list of goals and dreams that she wanted for the right location and the right time of day. Not more than 5 minutes after driving away from my apartment, it is downpouring, like to the point that I can't see my hand in front of my face. I go and pick her up. She comes outside and notices that it's raining. She goes, oh, we're not going to be able to see the sunrise, are we? We should probably call this off. I didn't even know what to say at that point, because I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I couldn't just say, no, we're going to go do it. So I said, why don't we go out there and try? We leave her house, and it stops raining. It's not sunny, but it stops raining. That's pretty much all I'm looking for now. That's pretty much my only goal and plan. And go out there, and I ask her just plain and simple, say, what is so important about this spot? And as she's telling me about, the sights that she's able to see and all the green trees and such, I'm making sure that she's, talking and not really paying attention to me, because she's looking around and seeing all the scenery and such. That's when I finally worked up the nerve and got down on one knee and I asked her to marry me.
He took my hands and he prayed with me and gave me a big hug. And he got down on one knee and asked me, will you marry me? And I nodded yes and said yes.
This was followed up by lots and lots of, are you serious and is this for real?
Asked him about 5, 6, 7 times. Are you for real? Are you serious?
And this went on for a good 10 minutes. I was a little concerned, but I was very glad that she was very happy.
And it may not have turned out to be the sunny day that we were expecting, but it was absolutely gorgeous because that was the exact spot that I had always dreamed of being proposed to, and it was just perfect.
Even after all this time and all of the planning that's gone into this, I can't even describe the excitement and joy that I have just to know that she is going to be my bride.
I'm standing here today on our wedding day, and I'm so excited to be able to be your wife, that I get to spend forever with you. I can't tell you how much I love you and how happy I am to be by your side on this day. You've blessed me so much with all of your love and your care. And I just want to let you know that I love you, and I will until the day that I die. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And I'm so thankful that God has blessed me with you. I love you, Alan.